What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Yes, it's a different video today. No cars in this video, at least maybe a couple of clips. So today's video, like the thumbnail says, we're talking about the ZHIYUN Crane 2. The name is kind of hard to pronounce. This tool right here, it's not something that you necessarily have to own to make the videos from the get-go. You can get better at handheld, doing handheld shots if you have a light camera like the one I use, which is the Canon SL2 with a 10 to 18 millimeter, which is one that I'm recording on right now. And by the way, this might not be the ideal studio setup, but it's what I have, so trying to work with. Anyway, so back to the subject at hand. This is the version 2 of the crane. I believe there is another crane 2 which is kind of different than this guy right here. This one is the one that has the focus wheel. It also has the LCD screen and a couple of joysticks, if you call it. This comes around with all the pieces that comes with this little legs right here, which you'll see a little clip with more details on as I go on with the video. As of right now, there's a couple of cameras that you can attach to this gimbal, and all you have to do is get a mini USB cable from right here to the camera. I believe there's a couple of Sony models, Canon works with it too, even the SL2. If you have an SL2 and you plan on getting this, I haven't tested the cable because the cables that come with the ZHIYUN Crane 2 are not the cables that you need for the SL2. The reason for that is that the USB on the side of the SL2 is the older USB, which is kind of thicker, and the cables that work with the crane are the little mini, so if you can see it right there, it's a mini, the focus that helped me, but anyways, you all know that, and the mini USB cables are. Now, like I said, there's a couple of those on the back, but they're the same connection like this on both ends. And for the SL2, and there's a dog barking on the background, so the cables, go ahead, attach the cables right here, attach them to the camera, and there's a lot of things that you could do through all these remotes right here. There's a lot of camera settings you can adjust, like your f-stop, your focus. You can do focus, follow focus with this big wheel right here. Autofocus, there you go. The follow focus you can control with this wheel. Also, there's another attachment that you can get to put right on the bottom right here, which has a little string that will do the focus. We'll go ahead and do the focus straight to the lens. I don't know if I should ring the dog in the video too, but sorry. Anyways, again, you don't need this though. It's a little pricey if you're starting. This comes around right now in Best Buy. It's just over $500. You can get them on Amazon for about, I believe it was $580. If you get it for a little less than that, there's a couple of websites that might have it for like $470. I think that the only thing is missing, if you do get a package for like $470, what you are missing is you're missing the motor that I mentioned before that goes right here on the bottom to do the autofocus. That motor, you're going to need it for the cameras that are not compatible with the gimbal yet. When this gimbal came out, it was only compatible, I think, with maybe one Canon camera, and as the gimbal has gotten more popular, ZHIYUN has updated the software on it to be compatible through the cable with Sony cameras and a couple of other models. So I'm sorry I don't have the specific ones. And I also want to remind you, if you're looking for a detailed review of the ZHIYUN Crane 2, you might want to look for another video. This is just me giving you what I think of the gimbal and a few little things that I've learned about it. So again, this guy right here, it's not what you need. You don't necessarily need it, but it's a big upgrade from doing handheld than when you have this guy right here. Couple of things that I don't like about this gimbal compared to the Running S. I have got a chance to play with the Running S. I don't have a lot of experience with it, probably like a full day or day and a half, But there's a couple of things that I like about the running S that I don't like about this one, and the opposite though. On this guy, if you look over here, once you set up your camera right where my hand is at, sorry because I'm filming with my camera, but once you set up your camera right here, these angle, straight angle, is kind of on your way of the screen. That's one thing that I want to point out that I do like about this gimbal, is that it has all these controls right here. I really don't need to be messing with my camera. Once I'm all set up, I can do a lot of changes through here. But one thing that I do like about the running S is that this angle right here is not straight into the LCD screen. When you're looking at the LCD screen like this, the running S has a little of an angle down to it. So when you're working with your camera, you can actually look at your screen without having these, like if you're doing a shot like this, you can have this whole thing in the middle. The running S has a bit of an angle to it, so when you have it in front of you, you can always look down and see your screen though. But once again, the good thing about this guy right here that the running S doesn't have is the LCD screen. The running S does have a couple of the buttons, the mode buttons and all of that, but if you get the running S and you want to know what mode you're in, the running S doesn't have an LCD screen. All it has is, I believe there's 3 lights and the same button you got to press like once or twice to go from one mode to the other. On this guy right here, again, I don't want to bore you with it, but see that LCD screen on top of the joystick with the right there with red dots on it. Right there, that's where you'll see what mode you're in, or if you connect the cable to your camera, if the camera is compatible with the gimbal, you'll see your f-stop and a couple of other settings on the camera. You see them right here instead of having to be trying to go through the whole mechanism to look at your screen. The weight of this right here, it's around 7.5 to 8 pounds. I haven't read the specs yet, so keep that in mind if you haven't got one yet. It's a little heavy if you have a big body, like one of the bigger Canon professional cameras. Sorry, my little dog is walking in here and I gotta make sure that he doesn't get in my cables. Anyway, so if you have a big setup, like you have a big body, there is another attachment that you can get that's kind of wider than the one that comes with the gimbal out of the box, where it'll let you hook up a bigger professional body right here, and it'll handle the weight with no problem. But I did want to mention the weight of the equipment itself is around, including this piece right here, it's around 8 pounds. Charging this thing, when you're charging these, one thing that I like on the running S that I don't like about this one is the running S, all you have to do is you plug somewhere on the side, you plug it straight in to your charger. On this guy right here, I'll show you what you have to do now. You probably won't be using this all the time, but I put it in just to show you guys what it looks like. Now on this guy right here, you cannot charge these straight through the wall. You have to unscrew this bottom piece right here, and this is where the battery is going to be at. You unscrew these, which by the way, right here, this base, that is the same size of the screw on most of the tripod plates. So if you can put these on top of a tripod and don't need to be worrying about these not being compatible with the little plate or anything. Anyway, so you take these off, and as you can see right here, you got 3 batteries right there. You got to take them 3 batteries out, and you're gonna have a little base where you place the 3 batteries, and you go ahead and plug them into the wall. One cool thing about the charger, external charger that these uses, is that the external charger has 2 connections up. So you can plug on one side of the charger, you can plug to one wall outlet, and you can plug another cable, a mini USB cable, that's the charger. On the other side of the box, plug it to another outlet, and you can charge these 3 guys out of 2 outlets simultaneously. Battery life. The battery life on any gimbal, I've learned that you need to charge, you need to balance your gimbal. When you first balance the gimbal, when it's not on, you just got it out of the box, the better you balance the gimbal, the less stress you're going to put on the motors, and therefore less battery is going to be consumed out of this guy right here. Now with the SL2 and a 10 to 18 millimeter on it, nothing else, no external microphone, nothing else attached to it, I have shot an entire car show, which you'll see a link up on top right now. You see a little link to the clip. I have shot from around 8:30 in the morning all the way till noon, going around cars, doing all kinds of stuff, and I'll probably consume about 20-25% of the battery. I'm pretty sure that if you put a heavier body right here, it's gonna, I mean, motors are gonna work a little more, so the battery life might be different. As far as the details of it, I don't want to give you too much details of it because I really don't have them. This is just me sharing with you the thoughts on this guy right here. And there comes the dog again. I want to have a little background with that dog, you know. Don't want to make that video too bored, so you gotta have a dog barking in the background. Anyways, do I recommend the ZHIYUN Crane 2? Yes. I know it's a little pricey, but if you're in the States, there's a lot of financing options that you don't have to pay the whole $5 something in one chunk. Also, if you're in the States, you can check OfferUp. I've seen this guy on OfferUp for probably 300 bucks. Not recommend getting a piece of gear like this used, because you don't know what kind of wear and tear the previous owner put on this guy. But I definitely recommend this guy. There's also another, I believe it's the Q2, which is the little mobile gimbal for the phone. Recommend that guy too if you don't have a camera yet and you're making your videos with your phone. I do recommend the same gimbal from ZHIYUN, but for the mobile device. Other than that, that's it. I'm going to leave you with a couple of clips that I have recorded with this gimbal, and also there's a link in the description of this video for the link to get this gimbal on Amazon. If you use that link, it's going to help me a little bit. It's going to give me a little kickback. I'll make a couple of bucks. It's going to help support all the videos. Also want to thank my friend Andrew from work from ACG Clips. There's a link on the description of this video for his channel. He shoots a lot of music videos. If you want to check them out, you also can contact him if you're in the LA area and you want to do a little shoot. Be more than happy to check out the link on the description of this video to go to his channel or to get in touch with him. He let me borrow this guy till I get my own. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a comment. Check out any of my other videos. I don't have anything to do with gear. Tell me your opinion if I should change anything on my videos. If you want to see more videos like this where I kind of discuss what do I use to make my videos, please leave a comment down there. And like I always said, we'll see you on the next video.